Well, Mark the Freedom Poet, you're still here.
Here I am.
I'm glad that you're on the set with us again today. And Mark, we've talked a little bit about charity, and in recent days, recent weeks, we've seen the South Dakota State Legislature grappling with the issue of providing prenatal care for illegal aliens. Now, that's a compassionate thing to do, but in South Dakota, there's a $500,000, $500,000 price tag attached to that. And my assertion is that the government has no business in charity. That in fact, that's the responsibility of private citizens, of churches, and benevolent organizations. It should never be a policy of government. Tell us a little bit about how George Washington, the father of our country, approached charity.
Well, first of all, he was the president of our Constitution. He sat there and understood the debate from beginning to end about the role of government. And the permitted powers did not include food stamps, did not include AFDC, inducements to have illegitimate children, because they believed that charity begins at home, in the church, in the hearts of men. And he really believed the Matthew saying, what Christ said, don't even let your right hand know what your left hand is giving. George Washington was famous for his generosity after he died because his accountant talked about all the people he helped, hundreds of people, but he didn't want anybody to know. But he had one requirement. It has to be real, necessary charity, and the recipients can never have their character degraded by becoming dependent on it.
Whoa, let's just stop with there and talk about that for a minute.
Think about it.
Mark, becoming dependent on charity. George Washington knew that was a travesty.
He understood the pursuit of happiness, including become the very best you. Working, yes, you can fail, yes, you can flounder, but the pursuit of happiness is never the guarantee. The guarantee of happiness guarantees degeneration of character and ambition.
I wonder if the word entitlement ever entered his mind.
Oh no, but we're entitled to freedom with responsibility.
Yes.
That's the magic word.
With freedom comes that responsibility, doesn't it?
It does. And here's the other side of charity that we cannot escape, and that's thankfulness. Entitlement is like a Pac-Man monster that gobbles up thankfulness. It's to think that I'm entitled to something. First of all, it's never assuaged. It's never enough. I always want more for me.
From somebody else.
From somebody else for doing nothing. And just the epidemic of diabetes is a part of the product of apathy, lethargy, too much doing nothing.
We talk about the father of our country knowing that to be true. Even President Bill Clinton knew that.
Well, he did. Had balanced budgets for 4 years. Well, along with, he wouldn't have done the work for Newt. It helps to have a speaker. But they understood that spending... all spending and all regulation must begin in the House of Representatives, not in the czar, not in the president. We don't have a monarchy. We have
or at least we're not supposed to have one.
We're not supposed to have.
Yes. And this whole idea of the government being the source of benevolence is upside down thinking, isn't it?
Completely upside down thinking, and it will destroy us.
Well, it's well on the way, because we're a country that is trillions of dollars in debt, and we've talked recently about the Federal Reserve printing tens, hundreds of billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, year after year after year in new money, with nothing to back it up.
We have a population greater than the entire population of Spain dependent on the federal government for food stamps. That's a sin. It should be the neighbor, the church, the family, the own ambition. 48 billion people on food stamps will destroy us.
Well, we are on our way in the direction of that destruction, because people who are dependent on federal dollars, where does that money come from? It comes out of our pockets.
What does it do for their faith in God? What does it do for their "in God we trust" commitment?
It destroys it.
That's right.
And ladies and gentlemen, as you're watching today, we will learn as little children either to trust in God or trust in the government. I think trusting in God is a much better option, don't you?